Welcome back to The Legend of Heroes Trails through Daybreak 2, where we are still in Messeldam and actually want to talk to Judith's grandma today. And off-screen I did another round in the Märchengarten, upgraded my Orpman setup, story car. And yeah, that's about it. Okay.
What? Their boat's already at the harbor?
That document was forged, Ron. You have to hurry. As for me, I'll try to find out where they're headed.
Don't, Michelle! You've already risked enough!
Where'd everyone go? What's happening?
Michelle! Are you there? Michelle!
And cut!
Amazing, Nina! I can't believe you landed that in just one take.
Consider me blown away. You were perfect from the second we started rolling.
Well, I couldn't have done it without everyone's input. Oh, Mr. Gotti, what did you think?
I can't speak for Lom, but that was everything I envisioned and more! Eureka! I've just come up with a follow-up scene so marvelous, so spectacular, it'll knock your socks off!
Director, please.
More additional photography? Cut us some slack, sir.
Oh, Judith. And you brought Van and Katra.
Hiya, Nina.
Sounds like things are coming along.
Nina Fenley.
I wanted to thank you all again for helping out with today's shoot. Because of you, my first role opposite Judith is on the road to success.
Glad to hear it. But you should give yourself most of the credit.
Agreed. I'm starting to see why everyone was so charmed by your character in Wolves Requiem.
That's very kind of you to say. This is my first time doing a crossover though, so I'm still a little unsure of myself.
It'll be a challenge, but I've got high hopes for you. Let's see how far we can take this thing.
Right. We'll give them a performance to remember.
Hey, Nina! There's something I wanted to run by you.
Yes, sir. I'll be right there.
Duty calls. We'll catch up later, okay?
Of course. See you on the set.
Man, that girl's got it made. Already a star, but with potential to spare.
It hurts to admit, but you're right. Just when I think I've seen it all, she throws me for another loop. I need to start upping my game before she upstages me.
Ha! Now that's what I like to hear.
Dominique Lanster.
Seems sharing the spotlight with Nina was just the kick in the pants you needed. Stick to that attitude and you'll get through my special boot camp just fine.
Maybe it's just my impression, but for an old lady, Dominique looks incredibly buff.
Grammy! Can you quit it with the super stealth already? And besides, with how packed the production schedule is, you'll be way too busy to train me. Right?
Don't hold back on my account. Chances like these don't grow on trees, after all.
All right, I'll do it, okay? Just stop giving me that look.
I think I understand why Judith is so daunted by her.
You can really tell who wears the pants in the family.
You two are those temps they brought in for the shoot earlier, aren't you? What business does a Spriggan have with me? Something tells me you're not looking for acting tips.
Locked already, huh? I reckon it wasn't Judith who filled you in.
You'd be right. I've been wise to the scuttlebutt on you for some time. Now, why don't you share what's on your mind?
I see. Something sketchy's afoot, that's for certain. I've heard talk about this legacy of Almatas. But I can't say the same about them having stragglers. In either case, you seem to be left guessing. That's what we're hoping to get your take on. The way you're talking, it sounds like you've already done some poking around for the first one. You'd have to be real thick to turn the other way, assuming it actually exists. Amata's legacy has been the subject of much speculation throughout the underworld grapevine. It's something of an urban legend at this point, especially now that most of the mafia is kaput. Rumor says it's a massive pile of mirror or some other grand treasure that was left behind. For a time, everybody and their mother was trying to find the thing. But nowadays, it feels like only the occasional gangster or jäger is still working up over it. But haven't the police made a thorough inquiry into Almata at this point? Just how likely is that something was overlooked? Good question. Word is that they seized everything from shell company holdings to asset scrolls away in foreign countries. Any rational person would tell you there's no way anything of value would be glossed over. And yet, some folks have enough grounds to believe the search is worth keeping up. Some folks? Meaning... All things considered, there's only one real answer. It's gotta be that new weapons manufacturer, Zect Arms. As I suspected, something about them moving into that building didn't sit right with me. They must have bought the place in hopes, but a certain something of Amata remained. Yeah, and remember all that heat those goons that jumped Luca were packing? Those were Zect Arms models, the kind you can't get on the market. Common sense says they've got a horse in this race. Now that you mention it, I've been noticing a lot of guys in black suits around town. It's a reasonable assumption. Regardless of their methods, it's clear Zect Arms is hunting for something that fits in nicely with everything else we know. Looks like the pieces are lining up for you. I wager one of them will provide the lead on tracking that boy's father down too. Lucas Pops knows something about the legacy. Zect Arms wouldn't openly throw that much manpower at him if they weren't sure of that. And perhaps this calls for a little digging on that front, huh? Zect Arms started up just 6 years ago, as I recall. They're headquartered in one of the 3 cities, but their actual operations and what have you are shrouded in mystery. On the surface, they design and manufacture weapons while marketing themselves as a private military company. But beneath the veneer is a whole bevy of nasty business, from testing illegal armaments to inciting conflict in war zones. The thing is, nobody has enough evidence to punish them for it, not within the confines of a law anyway. What are you getting at, Grammy? Well, now look at the time, I really should be taking my leave. And Judith, if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. As the successor of a Grimcat name, it's on you to decide what to make of it. That includes what you end up doing with this. Are these floor plans? But whatever you do, don't go making a damn fool of yourself, got it? She's one hell of a grandma. Talk about having an ace up your sleeve. And it's exactly the one we needed. Now we can give Zect Arms the property inspection they never asked for. The same day, 8:38. The kid went home then? Yeah, while it was still lights out. He wanted to hang around until he heard back from you, so I figured he was better off steering clear. You made the right call. When do you want to leave, Van? The 2 of us are ready when you are. No rush, though. We're still ahead of schedule. Now hold on, you're not planning to go out at this hour, are you? It's chilly this time of year and the area hasn't been too safe these days. Don't worry about us, it's just a little errand. We won't be long. You sure? Well, if you insist. It's probably best to push this plan back as late as we can. Let's get some time in town before heading over to you-know-where. Good thinking. We need to finesse this thing so hard that it leaves Grammy speechless. Whatever you say, Judith. Anyway, this is our chance to make sure our equipment is in order. Hey, just popping in with an update from Marduk's Port. Further analysis revealed a new floor for Märchengarten, so check it out when you get a chance, okay? A third floor has been added to the Märchengarten. Excuse me? You didn't happen to run into an actor in that inn just now, did you? An actor? Is she talking about Judith? I swear I saw him sneaking in just a minute ago. Oh, aren't you... Oh, crap. You know, now that you mention it, I think we're there doing some filming. Or we're Harvard doing a day. Maybe it's worth checking over there? Honestly, I'd be pretty surprised if some big-name movie star was holed up in an inn like this. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's dark out here, so maybe I mistook him for someone else. Sorry for bother. Ugh, that sounds like it wasn't her target. I wonder who she was talking about then. Maybe it really was just a case of mistaken identity? Who knows? There's at least one person that comes to mind though. Is there? Oh sir, could I bother you for a second? What's wrong? Well, kind of. Something's wrong? Well, kind of. You see, we had a young man come by to check into one of our rooms a little while ago. That was busy at the time, so I decided to take care of it for him. The man had this stylish brown hair, and when his sunglasses dipped down a bit, I could see he had these really gorgeous green eyes. Brown hair, green eyes? There's no way it's him. So what about the guy? He asked for a corner room, one next to a room that was already occupied. He even specified that he would prefer that the neighboring room be one without any woman present. So I ended up putting him in the room right next to yours. Those are some pretty specific requests. Yeah, it seems like he was trying to avoid being seen by anyone, and it struck me as a little suspicious. I thought about asking him what was going on, but I wasn't sure if I should or not. Nah, if you thought it was suspicious, there's no need to involve yourself further. Was he alone? Yes, he's been shut in his room ever since you arrived. Got it. I think I'll be a good neighbor and check in on him then. Some of what you said has me a little concerned. This is the room, right? Hello, anybody there? I'm the guy staying in the room next door. You got a second to talk? You said you're from next door. What can I do for you? The young lady that checked you in told us a little bit about you. Said it seemed like you had something bothering you. She was pretty concerned. Now I don't need to meddle, but... I see. I can understand why my behavior would come across as odd. But I'm sorry, I'd really prefer not to bother you with the issue. Well, if you can't talk to a stranger, how about a coworker? Judith? It sounds like whatever's going on is part of why you were late to filming. I see, now I understand why you're here. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ethan Smith. I'm an actor and I came to Macedon for filming. However, as you already know, I happened to miss today's shoot. By the way, Judith mentioned that you took my place during the filming. Well, you know how director Gotti is. When he makes a request, there's no getting out of it. And I wasn't so much taking your place as I was just filling in for a bit. Definitely planning a career change anytime soon, that's for sure. Besides, seeing you up close, I think it's fair to say your face is far more suited to the big screen than mine is. Actually, now that I think about it, I read about you in a magazine article recently. You're one of the hottest upcoming stars of 1209. Maybe not too upcoming given today? Well, I don't think you disrupted the schedule as much as you think you did, Mr. Gotti said they only need to do a few partial retakes. You think so, huh? By the way, how exactly do you three know each other? I guess the best way to put it is that I was one of Mr. Arkwright's former clients, and I'm one of his assistants. Putting that aside though, why don't you tell us the reason you didn't show up today? I heard it was because you weren't feeling well, but that wasn't true, was it? Well, you see, it's just... Listen, I get that sometimes there are good reasons for skipping work, but I'm gonna be real disappointed if you keep trying to hide the truth from us, especially if you're acting all fidgety like that. After all said and done, we're colleagues. If you can't trust me, then what does that say about our working relationship? Alright, I get it, just... By the way, here's my card. We do lots of behind-the-scenes work if you catch my drift. Arkwright Solutions. I didn't know people like you really existed. I think I understand how you met them now. I mean, that's the short of it, but yeah. If you can't go to the police or the guild, we are the guys you call. And if that's how you describe your particular problem, we might just be able to help you. I guess if rumors have already spread about my absence, it's only a matter of time. Alright, I'd like you to help me drive with a stalker. A stalker? Hey, keep your voice down. She used to be just another fan. But around the time I started getting popular, she began showering me with letters and gifts. Not only was she sending them to my agency, but she somehow managed to get them sent to my personal address too. And I started feeling I was being watched everywhere I went. Sounds like we're already outside the realm of a little celebrity crush run. Me being late today was because I was having trouble giving her the slip. I'm positive she followed me to Messeldom. You know, I thought a little about the mental state of stalkers before. When facing rejection from the object of their affection, not only will most people turn inward, they assume they did something wrong. But with stalkers, it's the opposite. They get angry at the other person for not reacting the way they wanted them to. It's textbook narcissism. If she's already that far gone, maybe it would be better to get the police or guild involved after all. Well, I considered it, but it's not like she tried to kill me or anything. And I don't want this to go public either. Could end up driving my fans away. But I can't afford to keep holding up production because of this. I just need a way to sort this out amicably. I think the stalker of yours might benefit from a consequence or two, personally. But if that's what you want... Anyway, are you going to take on this case, one? Sure? Alright, we do it. So any idea what the stalker looks like? No, I'm not really sure. I've never actually seen her up close before. All I know is that she's a woman. I assume that's because she's trying to be stealthy. But although Even himself hasn't seen her, it's entirely possible someone else has. Like someone on a film crew, for instance? Should we start with them? Good idea, let's go see what they have to say. I think the crew's doing some teardown work by the movie theater right now. Oh, by the way, has your manager tried doing anything about this? She's actually outside the inn right now, trying to keep an eye out. I bet she knows what the stalker looks like either, though. Oh, and I did have one other request for you. I'd like to keep this private. Don't worry about that. It's not exactly our first trip around the block. That's good to hear. Anyway, I'm sorry for all the trouble, but I really appreciate you doing this for me.
Let's get this party started.
Actor Malefactor. Filming in the winter's chill is rough, but it makes for a gorgeous backdrop. That's one of the pros of filming on location. Each place and every season brings new sights to see. Good job on this afternoon shoot, by the way. You really did us a favor filling in for Ethan. We wouldn't be able to stay on schedule otherwise.
Let me ask you something.
A suspicious looking woman, huh? Don't think I've seen anyone like that around, have you? Nope, I was too focused on packing up. Guess I wasn't really paying attention to my surroundings even. Maybe she didn't come this way? Or maybe my assumption was off? Sorry, couldn't be more help. Have you tried asking inside the movie theater? Couldn't hurt to try. Good point, I guess it's worth a shot. Thanks for your help.
Welcome.
Thank you for your visit today.
I watched each movie that was up for an award at last year's Farbot Film Festival, and there wasn't a bad one in a bunch.
And enjoy the film.
As a matter of fact, I marathon all the festival nominees and winners every year. Assuming nothing goes wrong, both Farbot and Messeldam will be holding a film festival this time around. Fitting in 2 entire catalogs will be difficult, but I'm going to have a lot of fun trying.
Now playing at a theater near you. The truth is lurking.
Let me ask you something.
But I will.
A suspicious-looking woman. No, I don't believe I've seen anyone like that. Several women have come up to the ticket counter, but they all seem to have normal to me. And no one's been asking around about someone in the lobby or anything? I don't believe so. They would have stood out to me otherwise. Alright, thank you. And I guess she didn't come into the theater either. Looks like we still don't have any leads. I have Theo and Zeros running in reconnaissance mode, and they also haven't picked up any clues. Hello, what's up, Ethan? I've got good news. My manager said she managed to get a picture of a stalker. I'll have her bring it over to you right now. I hope it helps. Sounds like that's the lead we've been looking for. Sometime later. Hello, you're the Spriggan, right? Ethan told me all about you. I'm his manager. I really can't thank you enough for your help. Well, we've got nothing to show for it yet, so you might want to save your thanks for later. Ethan said you have a picture of a stalker. Would you mind sharing it with us? Yes, I was just barely able to get the shot of her. Take a look. Ah, she seems really normal. Maybe even a little uptight. Doesn't really strike me as a stalker type. I didn't think so either, but appearances can always be misleading. There's no doubt that she's the one that's been following Ethan around. Now I'll be heading back to the inn to check on him. Please keep us informed of anything else you might find. Of course, we always see a job through to the end. She seems to be taking her job pretty seriously. I'm sure the situation must be awfully stressful though. Anyway, it looks a bit like this picture was taken outdoors. Let's check around outside the theater. Oh, all done with my deliveries for today. Think I'll take a bit of a breather before heading back. Man, well, I can't get over the way delinquent me used to think this job was cushy. But you know, feeling the sweat drip off your brow after a hard shift at work ain't so bad.
Let me ask you something.
Have you seen this woman by any chance? You know, actually I think I saw someone like her on my delivery route earlier. We crossed paths on the stairs going down to the park nearby. The park, is it? Let's go take a look. I'm not totally sure it was her though. It was pretty dark, so I had trouble making out what she looked like. No worries, you've been big help. Thank you. Sure, hope you find her. Taking a walk at this time of day is a daily routine of mine. This park is part of my usual route. Still, Messedam can be dangerous at night. Any ladies going about on their own should be especially careful.
Got a question for you.
Oh, that lady. Yeah, I've seen her. She was hard to miss, the way she kept turning around and looking all over the place. It was like she was lost or something. Do you have any idea where she went? Just down those stairs over there. Was she headed for the back streets? Not really the safest place for a woman by herself. She wasn't alone actually, there was another lady with her. Strictly speaking, it looked to me like the second lady was tailing the first one. She led down the stairs too. I guess Ethan's manager finally caught up with her. Thanks for the info. Let's hurry before she gets away. What is Zeros?
Vital signs detected.
Vital signs? Hey, this is the woman in the picture. Wait a minute, what gives? If she's the one we're after, then... Looks like somebody got the drop on her. Are you alright? Yes, I think I'm starting to feel a bit more clear-headed. Sorry to do this while you're still recovering, but we're gonna need to ask you a few questions. You're Ethan's real manager, right? That's correct. I have my business card if you need... No, that's alright. The picture you showed us is proof enough. I see now. The stalker secretly took the picture of Ethan's manager on the right. Which means the girl we met in the theater lobby was the real stalker? She originally approached me by saying she wanted to talk about Ethan. I tried to shake her off by winding through the back streets, but we got into a fight and... Bad news, I can't get in touch with Ethan. We need to head back to the inn. I'm coming too. Also, it's been bugging me. But what exactly are you doing here, Judith? There's no time for that right now. We'll explain later. The group rushed back to Ethan's room only to find it completely empty. However, someone at the inn informed them that he had left with a well-dressed woman. Ethan. I know Stalkers aren't exactly rare in our line of work, but I never expected her to go this far. We better hurry up and find them. There's no telling what she'll do next. Yeah, if we just had some kind of lead on which direction they went. Hey, what's with that stain on your foot? Oh, that? She stomped on my foot when we were fighting earlier. On your foot? Wait, that's it? We just need to read the pattern left by the sole of the shoe. Good idea, then we can use a shard search to track her. You can do that? Footprints are very specific. They reveal a lot about a person's style, their gender, even the way they walk. Let's have Theo take a simple on footprint. Sorry, it'll only take a second. Sure, of course.
Analysis complete. Adding visual representation to shard search imaging.
That should do it. We should be able to see where our footprints lead now. When all that's left is to follow our tracks. Leave the rest to us. We can't risk taking you into... No, I want to go too. My agency's problems are my responsibility. Well, you've got guards, that's for sure. Alright, let's go.
I'm getting a reading. You should investigate the area.
So, we went down here? Around here? Down. There. Stay back. Ethan! Looks like you all figured out things pretty quickly. Don't try to interfere. Ethan and I have something very important to discuss. Please help me. Look, just calm down. We can talk about this. This is exactly why I didn't want anyone else to get involved. Look what you've done. All I wanted was to talk things out, just for two of us. There's nothing to talk about. You claim to be a fan, but when you go and do something like this, you're crazy. Wait, Ethan, don't antagonize her. Look, just back away from her and we won't have to get the police involved. Our client doesn't want that anyway. Surely you're not willing to throw your life away for one man, are you? What do you know? I believed in him, but when he threw me away like garbage, At least if we both die here, we'll be together for eternity, right, Ethan? Huh? Threw you away. Wait a minute, wasn't she just a fan? That's... Don't listen to her, she's completely flipped her lid. Just hurry and get me out of here. Actually, I think we should hear what else she has to say. You may have made the request, but I'm the one who gets to decide how it's carried out. I was a fan, at the start anyway. But he seemed to shine so brightly I ended up falling for him, and then I wanted more. So I sent my contact info in one of my fan letters. I even tried to get his attention on one of the events he was at. And he finally started to recognize me. We even had dinner together one time. Stop, please stop talking. He even told me he loved me. He told me I was important to him. To hear him say those words, it made me feel so warm inside. But eventually he didn't want to see me anymore. He wouldn't even answer my calls. That's not what happened. None of it ever happened. I don't even remember your name. I didn't mean that. So what did you mean, Ethan? That you took advantage of a fan? This is a lot different what you told us at the start. And so what if I did? I'm a young single guy. Why shouldn't I be allowed to have some fun once in a while? Ever since I got popular, I've been so busy all the time. I just wanted someone to take my mind off work for a while. And you? You got to play romance with a celebrity. You don't act like you didn't get anything out of it all. I can't believe you. And you're ready to commit murder over this dumpster fire? That's ridiculous. You don't need to keep letting this guy hurt you any more than he already has. So please just put the knife down. I can't. Don't you see? I've done so much for him. There's no going back now. Stop. Don't come any closer. To też się leak her story. I have got a proposal for you. This memory quartz contains a recording of our entire conversation. Think of it as a trump card that could deal a severe blow to this guy's career. I'll go ahead and hand it over to you. But only on one condition, that you leave him alone. Huh? What? When did he have time to prep that? I also happen to know the editor-in-chief over at Melt magazine. They're a pretty famous tabloid. I could introduce you to them if you like. You're encouraging her to leak this to the press? But I'm the one that hired you. How could you betray me like this? You asked us to get rid of your stalker problem, right? Sounds to me like we're still in line with our agreement, don't you think? How could you be so cruel? Please don't, I'll admit it, okay? I screwed up. Is it me where you're after? I'll give you however much you want. I'll take the quartz. No, don't do it! This can't be happening. Please do something. I'll be ruined. You brought all of this on yourself. You're going to have to crawl your way back to the top. I suppose the agency and I will do our best to support you. But I can't just ignore the truth of what you have done. I suggest you think long and hard about your mistakes. Are you sure? Yes, I want you to hold on to it. I'm ready to wash my hands of this mess. But this doesn't feel right, please. If there's anything I can do to compensate you for the trouble... It's okay, I really don't need anything. Besides, I don't think we'll ever meet again. I'll be heading back home in the morning. So long. That memory quartz is a spare, by the way. Feel free to do what you want with it. Thank you for saving Ethan. I'll be making sure he gets punished appropriately by the agency. Even if this didn't get leaked to the press, what he did was still a breach of contract. Sounds like he's going to have a rough time of it then. Anyway, I should be going now. I need to pick him up and head back to the hotel. Oh, I guess Ethan's probably still thinking she's actually going to leak the story, huh? I say we let him simmer in fear for a while longer. It would serve him right. You won't hear any objections from me.
That's all, folks.
Reward deposited.
We level up. Good. Now...
Let's see.
The artist. Somebody had the bright idea to vandalize one of my ships recently. I now should probably report this to the police. Blowing a gasket over something so trivial will get you nowhere in the city. That's why I'd like to let the perpetrator off with a warning, as well as a chance to straighten out their life. Would you mind helping me find them? If you're interested, I'll be waiting at the far west end of a wharf.
The ocean seems kind of eerie at night, don't you think?
Probably was much worse when Armada was still kicking.
You must be the guy we're looking for. Aquat Solutions, we are here about the request you posted. Well, if it isn't a Spriggan, thanks for coming. Alright, let's step into it. Why don't you start by giving us some more info about your request? You noticed that you wanted us to catch somebody who's been spray painting your boats? That's right, it's turning into a real problem. You see, I run a number of different businesses and we use my ships for foreign trade. But just take a look at this. That's sure something. Kinda impressive, honestly. They did it so quickly, too. One of my employees stepped away for just a moment, and then there it was. Artistically speaking, it's very well done. Yeah, but I get why you wouldn't want a skull mark on a foreign trade vessel. Not that somebody was trying to grieve you. I don't mean for this to sound accusatory, but it's possible you've wronged someone recently? No, I don't believe I have. Not that everything's been smooth sailing all the time. Things have been pretty stable in Messeldam for a while now. However, I've heard a few rumors recently. Apparently this exact style of graffiti has become quite the common sight in the area, even in public spaces. I suspect that whoever's responsible for those is also the one who did this to my ship. Now that you mention it, I guess we did see some graffiti around town earlier. Still, if it's really that big of an issue, why haven't we taken this to the police yet? Right, it seems a bit odd to reach out to a Spriggan for help. Given the nature of the image, the culprit could easily be held on charge of both property damage and slander. I suppose that's a fair question. But if something like this were enough to rile me up, I'd never be able to do business in Messeldam. The thing is, even with Armada out of town, crime is pretty high around here. Getting the law involved is a good way to build grudges. By going to a Spriggan, I'm trying to prevent any future retaliation. Is it really that dangerous around here? I guess you can never be too careful about your livelihood. Agreed. If I hadn't heard about Aquat Solutions, I'd be in a world of trouble right now. Anyway, given the situation, if you find the suspect, I'd like to let them off with a simple reprimand. That is, if they agree to help clean their art off my ship. What do you say? Do you think you can help me? Well, it does sound like our kind of job, still. Not too sure about this one, but should we just go ahead and accept it anyway? Alright, it's a deal. We take your case. Thank you so much, I'm in your debt. Oh, just so you know, the rumor didn't specify anything about what the artist looks like. That being said, I believe I've heard they work almost exclusively at night. Using the dark to stay hidden, huh? Makes sense. Sounds like now is a good time as any to start investigating then. Yeah, let's head to the back streets first. If somebody's sneaking around at night, we'll probably find them there. I suppose this is where we're most likely to find our lead. Well, look at the time. I have some work I need to attend to, so I'll leave you all to it for now. Would you mind giving me a call if you find anything? Feel free to ring me whenever. Will do.
Time to go solve some problems.
Good.
Hey, big boy. Wanna have a little fun?
Sure looks a lot like the art we saw on my ship. Let's ask these guys about it. Hey, you guys got a minute? We've got a few questions about that piece over there. I haven't seen you around here before. Sure, you like Ice Like It too, huh? Yeah, it's really impressive. It's incredible. Was it done with spray paint? I doubt a public wall is the best place to be doodling though. What did you just say? Look, it's not just doodling, alright? It's graffiti. Sorry. It's alright, Cut, but graffiti is still kind of an on the rise thing. I thought about it before, but this is my first time seeing a piece so up close and personal. Yeah, it's pretty avant-garde. You guys really seem to know your stuff. Can't you just feel the heat pouring off this thing? The subtle messaging? The world's trying to rein you in, you gotta break yourself out. Hey, I thought this was about causing havoc and wrecking shit. What, man, this is exactly why I don't associate with uncultured losers like you. What do you say to me? You're cruising for a bruising, Paul. Hey, hold on, guys. To each their own, alright? So I'm guessing you two didn't make this? No. The real artist actually painted right over a piece of our own. I'm sorry to hear that. It's whatever. Just something that happens around here. Only so many places in town that'll let us do art on the walls anyway. It's kind of like a turf battle, but for artists. Of course, if somebody paints over our stuff with something lame, we'd probably just beat their ass. But when it's this good, well, we just gotta deal with it. You know, I kind of like your attitude. You have a lot of little unspoken rules like that. That's just how we roll around here. But this newbie doesn't seem to have figured that out yet. Newbie? Like I was saying before, there's places where graffitis are allowed and places where it ain't. See, a long time ago, there was this group of punks that liked to paint whenever they wanted, but then they got sued by the tourism department. That's why we have a rule to only graffiti in places that's not gonna cause problems. This newbie doesn't seem to care though. They are spray painting people's homes and everything, even ones on the main street. This sounds like it could be a culprit. Yeah, the description's practically a perfect match with the rumors. What are you talking about? Sorry, don't mind them. We're looking for someone that's been, doing some graffiti around town. Any idea where we can find this newbie you were talking about? Nah, never even met them ourselves. Not sure if they're just super stealthy or what. What we do know is that they're apparently pretty young. Now that you mention it, I did see some new graffiti over at the park when I last came through. Look pretty fresh. Maybe you guys might want to try over there? That's a pretty good lead. Thanks, guys. Park's just over the stairs from here, right? Let's go check it out.
Hey, big boy. Wanna have a little fun?
You was right, the paint's not even dry yet. It must have just been here. This one's just as impressive as the last. Yeah, you can really tell they have a gift for art, because some people are just drawn to this kind of thing. Kind of feels like there's this longing to be free. Honestly, if you showed this to an art appraiser, I bet they'd tell you it was worth a lot of money. You can put a price on a wall? Never even considered. Wait, if that's true, don't you think the art could increase the value of Wilmer's boat then? I mean, assuming the culprit really is the newbie we were talking about. Yeah, it's possible. You know, from how our client was talking, it sounded like he'd been in Messeldam for a long time. Given its reputation for culture, what with all the commerce, sightseeing movies, ballet, it seems kind of odd that he wouldn't know about the graffiti scene and how valuable it could be. Maybe just not into art. I mean, it probably just looks like scribbles to some people. Besides, I'm sure having a skull painted on the side of a trade vessel isn't very good for business. Yeah, guess you got a point there. Huh, looks like somebody's coming this way. Let's hide. If we're lucky, it might be our little artist friend. Hide? Where exactly? Oh, let's try those stairs over there. What's the young girl doing out at this hour? And all by herself? Seems like she's interested in that piece of graffiti. Those punks really freaked me out earlier. I think I'm in the clear for now though. Just gotta add a little bit more shading here and... perfect. What am I doing wasting all my time on this? Must be stupid or something. Oh well, at least it helps me get all the pent-up energy out of my system. Looks like she's getting ready to leave. Seems like she's pretty good at avoiding people. I guess that she'll be taking off if we try to approach her now. Let's wait for her to get wherever she's going. We try to talk her when she's less guarded. Follow the graffiti artist. So this is another stealth. I think that was close. Hey there. Cold one out tonight, isn't it? Huh? Who the heck are you guys? Aquite Solutions, we're what you might call fixers. There's a job we're on right now, and we're kind of on the lookout for somebody. Listen, all we ask that you hear us out. If you don't like what we have to say, we just tell our client we couldn't find them. But we're gonna need you to be honest with us. Let's start with the most pressing question. You're the one that did the graffiti in the park, right? You wouldn't be asking if you hadn't seen me. Yeah, I did it. What's it to you? Alright, let's move on to question number 2 then. Did you graffiti a skull onto one of the ships in the harbor recently? Yeah, I think I did that one earlier this evening. The ship was so big, it's like it was made to be a canvas. You seem pretty proud of it. Sounds like we got our culprit alright. The guy who owns that boat is looking for a person who's taken to decorating it. Sorry, but you're gonna have to come with us. Whatever. He just wants me to clean it off, right? Pretty funny that he sent fixers after me for something so small. Don't you think you should be a little bit more remorseful, young lady? You're lucky he wants to resolve things peacefully. He could have called the police, you know? When you make a mess for somebody else, you gotta apologize for it. Yeah. I thought I'd try and make a break for it, but it sounds like it just makes things worse. What a pain. By the way, what's your name? We'd like to let your parents know what's going on. My name is Kizawa and I ain't got any parents. Oh, I didn't mean to. And since you'll probably ask, I ain't got a home either. I'm a stowaway from Northumbria. I only landed in Meslam a few weeks ago. What? A stowaway? Makes sense, Northumbria was in a pretty sorry state after the whole Salt Pale incident. But ever since they declared independence from the Empire, support for rebuilding efforts has been on the rise. That's what I heard too. Seems like an odd time to stow away though. Oh sure, everybody else was in good spirits. Must have been nice to get a fresh start. But I couldn't stand it, everything felt so suffocating. My dad died when I was young, and for a long time it was just me and Mom. And then, 5 years ago, she had a rare disease and was getting worse. There wasn't much what doctors could do, so they just put her on bed rest. But that's when the Northern War happened. And the Empire invaded Northumbria. Yeah, if I remember correctly, they even declared it a province of the Empire. That's right, and for better or worse, they started reconstruction on Northumbria under their rule. After the war, a lot happened. We declared independence and life got easier for lots of people. And everyone who needed a doctor could finally get one. But as reconstruction went on, Mom kept getting worse and worse. The doctor said it was because she didn't get the treatment she needed from the start. And then, at the end of last year, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you go through all that again. I don't need your pity. My mom always talked about wanting to live overseas someday. I think Calvert was a place she wanted to visit the most. She used to go on and on about all the legends you guys have here, like Grimcat and stuff. Said it sounded like an interesting place. Did she? So I figured, now that I was on my own, what better place to go? But all these people here got it so good, kinda ticks me off. Anyway, once I learned about graffiti, I just started doing it to pass the time. Nothing more to it than that, really. And now here you are. Is it your story or mine? Whatever, it's fine. Let's just go talk to that ship guy so we can get this over with. Sounds like there's a little more going on here than just some graffiti. Let's deal with the request before we cross that bridge. Sounds good to me. I get in touch with our client. Van put on a call to Wilma and gave him a quick explanation of everything that happened. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting a little girl to be the culprit. I don't care if it's graffiti or whatever you call it, but you can't just go around drawing on other people's property. Hey, aren't you gonna apologize? Sorry, I painted on your boat. Apology accepted. Now, as long as you agree to help us paint over the drawing, we consider the matter settled. Phew, I'm glad that was the end of it. As for the rest of you, you have my sincere thanks. I'll have to walk her through the repainting process, so I'm afraid it's goodbye for now. Again, thanks for your help. Van patted Kizawa on the shoulder. It's not gonna be easy, but make sure you do a good job, alright? Hey, don't go getting all touchy, you creep! Well then, with that, let me show you to your warehouse. Warehouse. Hey, where are we going? We thought we were headed to the boat. You didn't really believe that, did you? I assume that means you don't understand the gravity of your actions then? Allow me to explain. You see, the material used to coat the outer shell of my ship is of incredibly high quality. Your worthless graffiti has damaged it irreparably. I'll have to pay roughly 10 million mira to see it repaired. Did you really think something like that could simply be painted over? How would I know? You stupid... Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Learn how to speak to your betters, you damn punk! My apologies. Now, how do I get you to pay for this mess? Oh, I know, you can work for my company. Huh? Yes, that's an excellent idea. You can be our exclusive in-house artist. You know, I actually have a few contacts in the art world as well. I'm sure they'd be more than willing to pay for your work. Ah yes, what an amicable solution. What do you say? Well, I didn't answer. Alright, I do it. Then we have a deal. Pleasure doing business. Of course things turn out like this. I always get the shortest end of the stick. These people, that goddess would just toss me aside. I hate them all. Now, let me take you to the room I've prepared for you. Don't worry, you'll be guaranteed food, clothes and shelter. You never need to take a step out of my sight for the rest of your life. Sorry, but I don't think I'll be letting this one slide, Wilma. The Spriggan, as much as I appreciate your help from earlier, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave. Trespassing is not an act I take lightly. I think we'll be staying right here actually. Specifically after what we heard through the bug I placed on Kizawa. You placed a bug on me? Is that why you patted me on the back? Did you now? And I assume you have a reason for going to such lengths? Sure do. See, when we first approached you about your request, you were talking like you'd been in Messeldam for a while. And if that's true, there's no way you wouldn't have already noticed. Kizawa's art is crazy good. So good in fact that if someone were to sell it, they'd no doubt make a good deal of Mira. Huh? Plus, you were pretty quick to declare that the recent outbreak of graffiti and the art on your boat were done by the same person. That's because you have a keen eye for artists. While I appreciate the compliment, I think you might be overstating things. Did I not say that graffiti is all scribbles to me? We heard what you said about having your context in the artwork by Kizawa's work. I'm afraid there's no coming back from such a contradiction. Just admit it, Wilma, this entire time your goal has been to find some unknown, uber-talented graffiti artist. And use her as your personal cash cow, wasn't it? That's not even to mention that lie about the damages being 10 million Mira. That's just what Kizawa's art would sell for. I'm only connecting the dots because Van said something to me earlier, but... Wilma's come up as a suggested target in my Phantom Thief fights in the past. Which means now's my chance. Can't believe this took me so long to notice though. So what? You've already agreed to settle things with her approval too. The way I see it, you have no right to complain. She only agreed because you threatened her. If you're thinking of reporting me to the police, I would reconsider. After all, doing so would likely place the blame squarely on your shoulders. I mean, think about it. You illegally barged into my warehouse, assaulted me, and even attempted to steal all my valuables. You think I believe something like that? Well, you said so yourself. I've been in business in Messeldam for quite some time. I got a certain amount of sway around here. Enough to cover up any mistakes even. Now it's high time you meddlers saw your way out, I think. Don't you agree? What are you going to do, Van? We can't just let him go. We'll lose out if we keep pushing. None of our normal methods are gonna work here. That said, I'm not exactly keen on letting a scheming old man get their way. Guess the only thing we can do now is leave it in her hands. Huh? What was that? A cat? It can't be. If evil hides in darkness, then my justice will be a shining light. Grimcat, at your service. I've come to take a special treasure from a certain villain. Grimcat? Isn't he just some silly legend? What do you mean a special treasure? Are you talking about this girl? You're delusional if you think I'll lose to you. What? Rescue successful. When did you... Could it really be? Hold on, what exactly is happening here? Don't worry, you can leave a rest to me. Not too shabby. So that's what he was talking about. Listen up, from this moment on the child is mine. You try to take my things, you better be prepared for retribution. I steal your entire fortune and spread it across all of Messeldom. Don't think you can intimidate me with your bluffing. Wanna try me? For starters, how about I take all the mirror you've piled up, not paying for your taxes? Man, I think I take your secret account book and parade it around town. It's hidden behind the door, but can only be opened by a single key, right? One that's on you at all times. How could he possibly know that? Are you truly a phantom thief? Seems like you still don't understand the position you're in. I take it that means your status and ill-gotten gains mean less to you than I thought. No, please wait. You win. I just have to pull back from a girl, right? How farther can you get? Say it with your chest and none at all. Damn it, alright, I swear I'll leave her alone. I'll never interact with a kid ever again. Are you happy now, thief? You act too big for your britches, but fine, I suppose I accept it. Pray never run into each other again, criminal. And thus I bid you adieu. Grimcat then picked up Kizawa, jumped out of a warehouse and disappeared into the dark of night. Damn it all! How did that Grimcat end up finding our way here? Everything was going so well. Well, that's the end of that. Can just leave this guy here. Let's get going. Yeah, right behind you. Oh, I thought my heart was gonna explode back there. Never thought I'd actually get to meet Grimcat though. She even saved me. Yeah, it's a miracle she managed to show up, right Judith? Come on, no need to act all sulky about things. I wouldn't be acting so sulky if someone didn't wait until the last second to give me the signal. You guys didn't happen to see where she went off to after she brought me outside, did you? She told me to wait for you all to show up. Are you friends of hers or something? Not us. That would be crazy. Let's just say we've bumped into her a few times. Oh, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Anyway, I wanted to thank you all for coming to my rescue, I mean. Still can't believe that old guy was such a creep, though. And I screamed like such a little girl, too. Hey, there's nothing to worry about. I mean, I was pretty freaked out myself. Let's just be glad that everything worked out in the end. Oh, I almost forget. Grimcat gave me a message to pass along. What did she say? She said, I may have told him that you were mine. But the truth is, you're free now. Oh, that's a little sad to hear. You think so, Vice Red? Don't worry, it's alright. She's done more than enough for me already. I'm not sure how to put it, but I guess the world isn't such a bad place after all. I wish I knew how to thank her for saving me. Maybe I'll try giving some more thought to my future. I've kind of been doing whatever I felt like since coming to Messeldom, but it might just be time for a change. Sounds like a good plan to me anyway. And if there's anything we can do while we're in the area, just give us a holler. They give some pretty good discounts to our success stories, you know. Can't let the act down for a minute, can you, Van? Thanks, I appreciate it. And with that, the curtain closes on the case of a creative culprit. With the reward they got from Wilma in hand, Van and the others went back to preparing for their big heist.
That takes care of that.
Reward deposited.
Good, but I would end the episode here. Next time we take a look around town, see where it leads us. Until then, I'm Mace and don't get lost.